Greetings, fellow Get-to-Aliens. Jeff Weinberger coming at you here with a new tutorial. I'd like to continue our discussion on tritone substitutions. That was just a swinging little jazz progression that is similar to what I did last time, but this time I'm using root 6 chords. Last time I explained everything in reference to root 5 chords. So I'll explain everything just as a recap. Tritone substitutions. What is a tritone? It's the distance from one note to another, and those notes being 3 whole steps apart. And an example of that would be this chord, say a C7 chord. Well, C7's all well and good, but if you wanted a tritone substitution for that, you would choose G flat 7. That's one of the possibilities. G flat is a tritone away, or you could call that note F sharp. So functions the same as a C7. So in a chord progression that's typical in pop music, jazz music, lots of music, but maybe we're talking more about jazz today than anything else. Say you had G minor to C to F, 2, 5, 1. Or G minor 7 to C7 to F major 7, slightly spicier version. That's all well and good, but then you want to get a little hipper and you substitute that C7 chord for a G flat 7 chord, and you get this, which is a little bit more like 50s jazz, modern jazz they called it then. We're applying this to a series of 2/5s. That thing I played at the beginning, it had a B minor 7 chord, it had a B flat 13 chord with an added 9 sometimes, A minor 7 chord with an A flat 13 with an added 9 sometimes. I kind of pick and choose those chord extensions on a whim, you know, when I feel like it. So sometimes I do a 13, sometimes I do a 13 with a 9. Really depends. I'll explain that in a minute. And finally, my destination was a G major chord, but this time a very fancy G major chord, which could be called a lot of different things. Let's call it G major 913. That's the name for it. I like that chord for my 1 chord a lot. I use that quite often. So a 2/5, another 2/5, going to the tonic, the 1 chord. Without those substitutions, it would sound like this. Which is fine, but with those substitutions, it sounds like this. So by doing tritone substitutions, maybe fancying up your chords, adding a 9th to your minor 7 chords, making them minor 9ths, making your 13th chords not just 13 but adding a 9th to that. That's what I'm doing there. That's a kind of a trick I like to do. I've been doing that for years, spicing up chords like that. So of course I'm going to make chord diagrams available. I will do this for absolutely free. You don't have to pay a penny. Just follow that link down below, and that will take you to chord diagrams so you can learn these chords for yourself. Here is a review of the chords you'll need to know. B minor 7, B flat 13, A minor 7, A flat 13, and then that fancy G major chord I played, which today I'm calling G major 13 with an added 9th.